So how do you remain each other's best option? What am I actually asking and what am I going to cover? Well, I am Dr. Ray, and this is about couples. This is about being in a relationship with a person who you're intimate with and being able to create that sustaining sexual polarity, that excitement. Because the reality is that things are always changing. In this day and age that we are stimulated, we're bombarded by so much temptation. In other words, in just one moment, if something were to end, we already have a possible new interest text messaging us, or we can go online and connect with someone right away. A long time ago, it was more difficult. You had to wait until you're invited to some event or party. Information was much slower, and connecting with people, it took a lot of cultivating. Whereas today, there's so much stimulation. So with that being said, it's how do you harness your energy and continue to remain attractive to each other? It's one thing I want to state here too, is that you're not energetically exclusive. In other words, you might not sleep with another person, but you are still going to be polarized by someone else, depending on where you are in your life in that moment and also where your partner is. In other words, you might be a woman who prefers a masculine man, and your husband had just lost his job. He's not feeling really good. He's kind of becoming more feminine. Therefore, you end up going to a coffee house and there's a man standing in line and he's more present in that moment than your husband is, and you feel some attraction. You might not be thinking about this person throughout the day, but in that moment, your body is responding to energy. It's a natural thing, and it's not something we can deny. Whether we decide to choose to be celibate, we still are sexual beings. So this is what this is about, and it's how those sexual energies are played out in different archetypes and how we communicate with each other. For example, what would make a woman a man's best option? Being his best friend? No. He has male friends. He might even have a female friend. So that's not something that definitely is going to captivate him. Supporting him? He has other support groups. He has friends who can support him. So that's not that original. A partnership? Well, he has a business partner. He can, have a roommate. He doesn't necessarily need that. Children? Well, great. You can have children with him, but he can have children with pretty much any woman if she's capable of having children. Sex? No. He can actually even pay for sex, or he can masturbate to porn, or he might have have friends with benefits. So how would you captivate him? So what if you were to have sex with him that brought him closer to God? What if your connection to him were to help inspire him on his path, whereas there's no other feminine source that helps him feel that freedom and helps him become more passionate about life? How can you be his queen? How can you be his princess? How can you be his slut? In other words, more and often, when people are in relationships, that more and often that they don't play out these different archetypes. Maybe they're afraid. Maybe they're not tapped into it. Maybe they're unaware that their partner really likes that. So they never explore, and therefore he becomes attracted to someone else who embodies that type of energy. What if you, as a woman, were able to embody all those different archetypes that you could not get from a best friend, or a partnership, or by having children? Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? Is that if you want to rock his world, if you want to keep them captivated, It's about that love and that light that you offer to him in his life to help him feel more masculine, grounded, and wanted to keep giving back to you. Okay? Now, how does a man keep his woman captivated and fulfilled with love? It's the same thing. She has best friends. She doesn't really need that. She has support. She might have support groups. Of course, she wants a team player, a partnership, but she can easily get that. And of course, children. Maybe she has children already, so it doesn't really matter. Sex. She's had good sex before, but maybe it's been mechanical sex. Who knows? But what if the sex that you offer her takes her deeper beyond she could ever imagine? What if your heartfelt connection with her really opens the chambers of her heart like no other lover, like no other friend? What if you were to bring your presence to the relationship where she's finally able to fully let go and trust and play out all those feminine different archetypes? In other words, for a woman to be fully captivated and her heart to be wide open, she needs a masculine man who can hold space for her so she can play and dance, so she can cry and be a girl, so she can be the warrior, so she can be nurturing and maybe support you, where she can express anger and you don't waver. In other words, a woman can become more feminine when you are more masculine and holding that strong, present space for her. And it's not a type of energy that she usually shares with other people, even male friends. They don't take her that deep because she is not having enlightened sex with them. The same thing goes for women, that a woman who can offer him freedom and inspire him and help him see light at the end of the tunnel is going to captivate him and keep him coming back. Now, of course, I know these are generalizations. In other words, sometimes men play the more feminine part and women play the more masculine part. But what's more important is how those work together and whether or not you are able to tango. In other words, you cannot have two masculine people trying to connect together, because what it will do is repel each other. And the same thing goes with if there are two feminine people in a relationship. There are some areas that one of you are better at. It's important for you to learn how to see and recognize and experience that on an emotional level, what works best for the relationship, so you can continue to polarize each other and keep each other attracted to each other. A question to ask yourself, who wants to be the man in a relationship? Who wants to be the woman in a relationship? Truly ask yourselves that. And can you stay connected to that essence so your woman can be more a woman and so your man can be more of a man? Another question to ask yourself is, how do you keep this going? What are ways that two people, when they are outside the relationship, can keep cultivating that beautiful masculine and feminine energy? Well, as a man, it might be you have to continue to learn. Try martial arts. It's offering new insight, bringing more depth, consciousness, and just continue to hold space and continue to evolve and grow. That's going to keep her captivated and excited. It's going to make her feel as though that she gets the opportunity to rediscover you every day. And as a woman, it might be, are you able to connect to more light and love, creativity, fullness? Are you able to connect to the expression of love itself? How much are you dancing in life? How much are you gathering and just connecting to your true being and just feeling that powerful sexual feminine energy? Now, I know that there are women who are hunters, who also are in masculine mode doing things and so forth. That is fine. But when it comes to your lover, what polarizes him the most in an intimate relationship? This is not about how you have to change who you are. It's about how you can polarize each other for each other to want to keep coming back and say, I want you. You are delicious. You are my God or goddess. Thank you. I'm Dr. Ray, and I hope you enjoy this video.